Shalom, family. It's your friendly neighborhood teacher, Elijah. I'm a healthy, wise, strong, protected, celestial being that is loved by the Most High Creator. Shalom, 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 family, shalom. Family, I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I got somewhere I got to be. And if I show my home for a minute, because I'm trying to show y'all a picture or whatever, excuse the mess. I got something to do. But it was on my spirit to just put this out real quick for confirmation and reaffirmation of things we've talked about before. Just give y'all some things to think about, just in case maybe you forgot about it. But my mother brought it to my attention today. She called me and she's saying the spirit was on her mind, and the Most High was speaking to her about who we truly are. That we are not this flesh. That we are, in a sense, what people would call aliens. That if there are two type of people, family, there are NPCs, and then there are main playable. There are main characters. We're a main character. If you have a soul, you're a main character in this universe, right? So you got NPCs, which are people without souls. They just flesh, empty carbon copies. And then you got people who have souls. And us who have souls are essentially what the world would call aliens. We're aliens, family, or extraterrestrials. However you want to put it, but we're not from this realm. We're not from Earth. We come from other planes, other dimensions. Or we all come from what? The beginning, the ether. The spirit of the Most High, right? The darkness. And I wanted to reaffirm this to y'all because of everything that's going on right now with the orbs and the aliens and people talking about an invasion and it's the last days, and you know, like I always say, it's always been the last day. It just depends on how you look at it. You know, but just bear with me for a second, family. I want to make sure I say everything. So I want to remind y'all of this subject, and I want to remind y'all of a few movies that are very good if you have the eyes to see and ears to hear, and you've done the work. Some movies that will be very, if you haven't seen them before, maybe you've already watched them, this might be a good time to go back and watch them because you've gotten more wisdom by now. Most High has taught you more, so the movies will be a bit deeper because you'll have more understanding. And remember also how I've told you how movies, family, in the movies, the enemy or the beast system makes the people who are really the so-called good guys, the beast system in their movies turns the true righteous people into the enemy, into the bad guys. In the movies, they'll have people in the flesh trying to go to war against them, trying to destroy them because they're saying they're bad. They've come to destroy our world. But in reality, the beings that you deem to be evil or bad in these movies are truly the righteous. They're the good ones. So the point is, family, what do we truly look like? Who truly are we underneath this flesh? Because we're not this flesh. Remember, family, this flesh is here today and gone tomorrow. And when we study the word, family, when we fast, when we meditate, what are we truly feeding? Are we feeding our flesh? Or are we feeding the spirit man and spirit woman within us? Are we feeding our souls? Because remember, family, the soul is energy. It never dies. It just transmutes. It changes. It takes different shapes. It takes different forms. So who truly are you? And I picked this image right here, family, because the best way to explain it is your true form, family. In the beginning, you are a light being. You are a being made of ether. And I would even say you had a body like this in the beginning. But this is just a form that you might choose to take. But I think the Most High doesn't do anything without purpose. So in the beginning, I don't think we had body shape like this picture. I'm using this picture because it's a good representation of what I'm talking about, but I just want to go a little bit deeper. The Most High doesn't do anything for no reason. In the beginning, it was just the spirit. So you needed no reason. There was no reason for you to have legs or arms or head or fingers. You just were. You're a spirit. So I truly believe you didn't even look like this. I don't think you were in the shape of a formless man or a formless woman or a formless humanoid body. You were just energy. And you took whatever shape you wanted because you had that power to do so. But like I said, I'm just using this as a representation. And let's go ahead and jump in. And once again, like I said, some good movies to remember as we go through, right? Hold on, let me grab my So okay, well actually before I do that, so what my mother has said too is she was explaining this beam that the Most High was put in her spirit, like a light beam, and it had slanted type eyes, and she said it almost reminded her of an Anunnaki, because she was speaking to me and she was just like, can you imagine who we truly are underneath this flesh? Would people accept us? This is why they want to destroy us so much. This is why the GOV or the powers to be want to destroy us so much, want to come after us, because they know the truth. They know who we are. They know that we're truly aliens walking in the flesh, that we are truly extraterrestrials walking in the flesh. We're shapeshifters or light beings, or another term, the Elohim. And two brothers that talk about the Elohim a lot is Brother Abdullah the Seer and Teacher Brother Man. These are two channels. I've shared videos in my community section before, and I've shared some. So if you want to look for their channels, who I'm talking about, Brother Man, he's got dreads, and Brother Abdullah the Seer. I've got some of the videos in my community section. You just got to scroll down through and you'll find them. I got a few videos with them on there, so go check them out. They talk about the Elohim a lot. Now, maybe not the particular videos I shared. Well, one recent one, Brother Abdullah shared that I have on there in the community that he made recently. He mentions the Elohim briefly. But I know they have other videos where they mention the Elohim, especially Brother Man. Brother Man mentions the Elohim a lot. He teaches a lot out of the Keys of Enoch. So go look for their pages in my community section, and go to the video and then go to their page and just look through their video catalog, family, and eat. You know, taking the wisdom and knowledge that brothers are sharing, that the Most High is giving them to share. But I want to also remind y'all, family, to where, because my mother was also speaking about our true families, or some people might call me our star families. Maybe you come from the Pleiades. Maybe you come from the Anunnaki. Maybe your family is the Greys. Maybe your family is reptilian. But in my opinion, family, and I want to share this. Remember, I did this drawing, family. Let me switch to my screen. Remember, I did a teaching on this, right? And I called it the multiverse, and all these different bubbles represent different wombs or different planes, different dimensions with different beings in them. And remember over here, I said this is where we first start, in the beginning, right? In the beginning was just the Most High, right? And then the Most High spoke. Let me give y'all a closer look. What do I have right here? I have it says gods, angels, watchers, caretakers, right? The first womb, or the first realm, or for all my Marvel fans who watch Loki, the TVA, Time Variance Authority, or Mount Olympus, Alpha Omega Dimension, well, or the alpha dimension, or alpha and omega. Yeah, the beginning and the end, because you'll end up there eventually. And matter of fact, family, remember how when you read certain esoteric books, like for instance the Cobran, or I believe they also mentioned it in the what's it called? The Cobran is the main one, the knowledge book, but also the Kabbalion, I believe, also mentions it, talks in this way. But family, remember how you read certain occult books or mystery books, and in the beginning of the books, there'll be a narrator, and the narrator might say a certain thing of like, "I've been there where you are now, and you're going through a test, but one day you'll make it to where I am. But you must go through this probationary period. You must go through this time of training in the flesh. And then one day you'll be just like me." They're talking like in the form of they're like your ancestor. Because remember, family, my video I did not too long ago, Priest of Melchizedek, and when I said, if you have a soul, this is who you are. You are a priest of Melchizedek. That is the title for all of us to inherit, or maybe the Elohim, if you want to call it that. Whether you become that tomorrow, or next year, 100 years from now, or 1,000,000 years from now, through multiple different lifetimes, family. One day you will be where our ancestors are. You will be a light being. In that picture I just showed you, family. So when I think about people talking about, well, like my mother mentioned, who are your alien families, family? Truly, when I think of how I've been taught, when I think of alien, and I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. When I think of your alien family, I don't think that's truly who you are. That is either, let's say you were Anunnaki. So either the Anunnaki is the first form you took once you left the first realm as a spirit, a light being, the Anunnaki, or think about the movie Avatar, the Na'vi. Let's say they were real people, right? They actually look like that, or a real species. You have a choice, or the test master sends you to a certain species first, because maybe that's the first test you need to take. But nonetheless, my point is, when you find out who your alien family is, your extraterrestrial family is, family, it's either the first form you ever took, or the first fleshly form you possessed as a light being, your first experience in the flesh, in the physical realm, or it's the first species that you had a true kinship with, the first species that made the most significant imprint on your soul, to where, in other words, it's like it's your favorite fleshly family, and it imprinted in your experience as this species, imprinted on you so deeply that they became like the closest you have to how you say your family on earth right now. But in reality, your true form is light. Your true form is a spiritual form. Because remember, family, when you're spirit, you're a shapeshifter. You could take any form that you want. You are not just relegated to only being able to take one form. Now, maybe you have a favorite form, which is that extraterrestrial family. So if a being shows up in your house pretty soon, or a so-called UFO or UAP comes to get you one day, and certain creatures walk out, those could be the beings that your soul, your spirit most identifies with the most, that your spirit has the most care for and love for, because it was just such that deep of an experience. that you've chosen them to be your family. But in reality, the way that I see it, family, and this even goes back to this book right here, the sealed portion. And in the sealed portion, family, what it talks about is that one of the most evil inventions ever was the family unit. And now that doesn't mean to say that your family is unit or is evil. It doesn't mean don't take care of your family. It doesn't mean don't care about your family. It's not what I'm saying. But the deeper understanding is, family, remember, what did Yahusha say? What was it saying, the word? It says, you know, what do men in the flesh do? Men in the flesh brag about how much they love their family members or they love their friends. But what did Yahusha say in the word? Or what does the word say? Anybody can love their friends or their families. How about you go love your neighbor as you love yourself? Love your neighbor as your family. And when the world created this thing called family, like husbands and wives and brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles and cousins, they created this thing called the family unit. This family unit that causes us to separate ourselves from all other people on the earth, to where now we don't see each other as family. Have y'all ever watched certain videos, family, where they talk about alien species and how they look at us on earth and how they think we're crazy because they're like, we're the only species that goes around destroying or murking or deleting its own, and how no other species does this? They don't delete their own, they don't destroy their own, and we're the only species that does that. Understand what I'm saying, family. Look, I'm not telling you not to go have a family. I'm not telling you to throw away your family or say it's evil. I'm trying to give you a deeper understanding what the sealed portion is talking about. It's talking about the separation. The separation that our family units have caused to cause us to look at other people differently. To not truly love our brothers and sisters or our soul brothers and sisters. Those people walking around with souls. And because we didn't grow up in the same house together, because we don't have the same blood in the flesh, we look at each other as strangers. And so we're more willing to destroy each other because we look at each other as not the same. We look at each other as different species, as so-called different races. When in reality, if you have a soul, family, we all come from source. And when you come from source, family, and this might sound horrible to some people, especially if you've not watched my videos before, and it's the first time you've heard me speak like this. When you go back to source, family, when you become a light being truly, you have no brothers, you have no sisters, you have no husband, you have no wife, you have no children. You are simply creations of the Most High Creator. Everything that we have, mother and father, sister, all these are just fleshly titles, which are used to separate us. But the closer you get back to source, family, to the beginning, remember, the closer you be, the more you become one again. The more you become one with source, and the more you realize there is nothing outside of the Most High. There is nothing outside of you. You are the ether itself. You are the creator. The closer you get back to that Alpha and Omega realm, the TVA, the Mount Olympus, the first realm, the first womb, and you get back into your true form as a light or spirit, ether, whatever you want to call it. These titles of mother and brother and father and wife and husband, they mean nothing to you. You are but light and spirit at that point. You don't have the chains of hell holding you down anymore. You don't have the burdens of taking care of family anymore, or being a wife, a husband, a son, a daughter. You don't have the burdens of having to, you don't have the burdens of traditions anymore. The burdens of you need to talk this way or walk this way, act this way because you're of this family or you're of this species. No. You're free. You're free to be what you want, to do as you will, to be who you truly are, which is the creator, which is a light being, a spirit being. Understand, family, these titles, once again, these titles of family are truly, at the end of the day, and like I said, I don't mean it in a bad way, this is just for deeper understanding. They're truly shackles to hold you in the material realm, the physical realm. They're to give you an individual identity. Why, family, do you think that in religions like Buddhism, or even Yahusha speaks about it in ways when he says a rich man cannot enter into the kingdom of heaven? Remember, the rich man came to Yahusha and he said, how do I get to the kingdom of heaven? And Yahusha told him, you must give everything up. And when you go through the Buddhist texts, or all the different religions of India, the monks, what is one of the main points that they make? The higher you grow in those religions or in those spiritual understandings, what is one of the main important points? It's to let go of all physical things. It's to not put any great desire into the things of the physical world, to let everything go, because it's not real. Remember, family, we're in the matrix. Everything we're living now is just a projection from the mind of the creator. And it's a blessing because, remember, the blessing is, family, we get to experience life as an individual. We get to experience life outside of being the ether. We get to be a man, a woman. We get to be an Anunnaki. We get to be all the different alien races. We get to be a tree, a dog, a cat, a bird. All the different type of creatures and beings we get to experience because we are light beings, because we are spirit beings, because we can shapeshift and take the form of all these different beings in order to learn, family. Remember, family, what have I told you before? What is the true purpose of life? The true purpose of life is experience. Because when you are the Most High Creator, when you are at home, you're just the ether. And when I say just, it's not to downplay the ether, because everything comes from the ether. But when you are the ether, you're just that, family. You're a translucent, hollow, formless, shapeless being. There's no one to talk to but yourself. There's no food to eat, no one to love, no one to hate, no games to be played. You just exist within your mind and your thoughts as the ether. But the blessing is, once again, in these wombs or these different planes or these different universes, what do you want to call them that the Creator's created, we get to experience life as a man or a woman or a cat or a dog or a so-called alien, extraterrestrial, as an Anunnaki, as a gray, as a reptilian, maybe an elf or a dwarf in certain realms, or a bird or a whale or a monkey or a giraffe or a dolphin. All these different beings and lives that we get to live through the grace and mercy and power of the Most High, giving us once again this experience to feel like we are individuals, to feel like we have free will, where we can feel the sun in our skin, we can taste food in our tongue, we can hear music, we can make love. We can have children. We can go to theme parks. We can drive fast cars. If you're a bird, you can fly in the sky. If you're a dolphin, you can fly under the ocean in the water. All these blessed experiences that the Most High has given us as light beings to experience. But in order to experience these other things, family, remember, we're in a probationary period. We're on prison earth. You have to be willing to let go of the physical realm, all the things of the physical, so that you can move on and grow and ascend and go to different experiences. And this is why I'm bringing up this once again, because my mother brought up to remind you who you truly are as a light being, so you can ascend, so you can continue your journey of training as you grow ever closer back to the beginning. What did Yahusha say again to his disciples? Do you look for the beginning as though do you look for the beginning as though you know the end? Because if you know what the beginning is, That is where the end is as well. And that's the darkness. You being a truly, purely light or etheric being, a being living in the darkness, and you being that only light in the darkness, or that light, remember, light also represents wisdom. The wisdom of the Most High, even though the Most High Creator is truly just ether, it is still a conscious being. You are still a conscious being. The Most High is still a conscious being, full of wisdom, aka light. Not literal light, but the first light, which is wisdom. Because what did the word say again? In the beginning was the darkness and the void. And then the Most High spoke and said, let there be light. And the Most High spoke physical light into existence with what? The Most High's wisdom. And remember, family, the Most High itself, as you go deeper in this wisdom and knowledge and understanding, remember, family, the Most High is not a man or a woman. These are just physical titles and names and designations and things that give you meaning within these different realms and plane. The names of male and female, family, are just things to give you meaning in these different universes and planes that we exist in and experience for training. But when you truly go back to source, family, there is no male, there is no female. You just are. You just are the Most High. You are creation itself. You are the ether. And once again, family, a lot of these titles, just like family, male and female, what do we do in the flesh with these titles? We use them to fight each other. We use them to separate ourselves. We use them to always make it be like one sex or one person or one species is better than another. What is one fight we have all the time now? Oh, men are gods and God is a man and men are stronger and better than women, or vice versa. Oh, women are goddesses and men don't do nothing because babies come from women and women are better than men. No. You're all wrong and you're all foolish and you're all egotistical and prideful. Because when you get to the beginning, family, there is no male and there is no female. There is no gods and there is no goddesses. It's just the Creator. And you are just a made up name, a made up substance. You're a made up dream at the end of the day. But what a blessed dream it is. What a blessed experience it is. So be grateful. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna. Be thankful for the experience that you have right now. I'm thankful for being Elijah. I'm thankful for who I am right now and experiencing the things that I've experienced. Experiencing good food, experiencing good smoke, good drink, experiencing the touch of a woman, experiencing a hug, a kiss. I'm so thankful for the things that I've experienced. These experiences that I'll be able to take back to my true self, my spiritual self, when I leave this flesh, when I leave this body, which you will as well. And before I get too lost in the sauce, family, I want to jump into, like I want to say, remind you these movies a good time to, this is a good time to rewatch these movies to get an understanding of what's going on, of who you truly are. Oh, hold on. My bad, family. Wrong thing. The movie The Host. This movie, family, is about an alien invasion of Earth. And the aliens are in an energy form or a spirit form. And they possess people's bodies. The aliens don't have bodies of their own. So what do? They possess people's bodies, aka like us. A soul possessing this beast on Earth called a human body. I am a light being. You are, if you have a soul, you are a light being, a spiritual being, possessing the body of a beast called a human. That's what this movie talks about. Another movie, The Invasion. A movie about aliens coming to Earth and doing what? Taking over people's bodies. And then another movie, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. A movie about what? Aliens coming down and possessing people's bodies, stealing people's bodies. The Day the Earth Stood Still. When you go watch this movie, pay attention, family, in the beginning. How the alien, what the alien looks like, how the alien carries itself, how the alien takes the form of different bodies. How in this movie, family, Keanu Reeves, the aliens are truly like spiritual beings. And another thing that I've heard my mother say, and if you watch the video I put in my community section by Sister Isis, and I believe even our brother Abdullah said it. Maybe I could be wrong, I'm trying to remember. But nonetheless, what is one way that we can find these different beings? What is one way that you'll be able to tell that they're not from this earth and that they are different? You see the picture, what is it showing you? What is it zoomed in? It's the eyes, right? And go back once again, the movie The Host. It's the eyes. What do they say? What is the gateway to the soul, family? What do they say? The eyes. Look at her eyes. What have they been saying lately in pop culture? How do you tell a reptilian? The eyes. You can see the soul, the spirit through the eyes, family. Even though their regular body might look human, a telltale sign. As Sister Isis Wisdom has been saying in her recent video, pay attention to the eyes. Look at people's eyes. And my mother reminded me today, look at people's eyes. And this also takes me, family, into, and I want to remind you, one of the reasons, remember the events that took place in 2021, between 2021 and 2022? The beer, what's that beer called? Who likes Coronas? The beer Coronas, right? Remember during 2021 and 2022 when people were taking those cocktails in their arms? They were taking those Jabberwockies. Family, right? And hold on, let me give you a picture. This right here. And what were they putting inside of your body when they gave you these cocktails, family? What is this, family? We call this what? Nano TECH-ology. I'm trying because I don't want the video to get flagged or nothing. So, and they put this in your body, family, right? And these all go in conjunction with what? A certain TOWER that emits certain VESs. And what are these? What is the purpose of these things, family? What I believe, and I told you in my videos before, is these things, remember, family, the GOV, or the powers to be, are at war against the Elohim, are at war against the true children of Zion, or the true 144,000, or the true lost tribes of Israel. And remember, like I said, family, just because you are from the lost tribes, the bloodline of Abraham or Isaac and Jacob, does not mean that you are what? A true Hebrew. A Hebrew is a spiritual being. Look past the flesh. But a lot of the true spiritual beings are possessing the bodies of so-called Israelites. The majority of us, I would say. But they're in other races too. This ain't, like I said, this ain't no prejudice broadcast. I'm telling the truth. But yes, our people are scattered in all different nations and cultures because we've mixed bloodlines. As my mother said, that the Most High mixed us in with the different races so they couldn't find us all in one place and eradicate us. So the Most High hid us among the many nations. But those people, family, who took that cocktail, family, and allowed that foreign technology within them, that foreign technology that interacts with certain wave signals is to, first off, family, I don't believe that you can delete or destroy a soul because it's energy. You cannot destroy energy. It just transforms. It just transmutes. I believe this technology is either to, for those who took this cocktail, this technology is used to either cause those who had a soul will still have one, and it's either, my theory is either causes your soul to basically become dormant within you, almost like it was never there, or it causes it to flee from your body, so now you're an empty shell. And they also protects your body from a spirit entering your body, except for chosen entities. But if you're Elohim, if you're a righteous spirit, it stops you from entering the body. But if you're an unrighteous spirit, or a spirit from an enemy race, or a spirit bent on destruction, or a spirit that wants to fight against the Most High's will, it'll allow those spirits to enter the body. But remember, there's different waves, family, different frequencies and signals. So certain frequencies won't allow a righteous spirit to enter your body, but it will allow a lower vibrational spirit to enter your body. Remember, family, different spirits are on different vibrational planes. The more destructive a spirit is, the more rebellious a spirit is, family, the lower vibrational it is. But the more righteous, the more obedient, the more, for lack of a better word, loving or respectful, or the more a spirit reverences the Most High Creator, the higher the vibration of that spirit is. So all they have to do is set certain tones and vibrations, family, through certain TOWERs, S's, and certain NA, ologies. They'll emit certain vibrations that will either allow or block certain spirits or entities from entering bodies. So this is my theory, and I do believe this to be part of the truth. I could be wrong, but that's what I've said in videos before, and I still stand by what I said. And I do truly feel like that's what it is, that people who have taken this cocktail have really, look, it don't mean they going to hell, because I said it means they just gonna stay in hell. And they gonna reincarnate back again into this earth again as a human to go through their probationary period again, because they've shown the Most High how much they love this flesh, how much they love this realm. Remember, what Yahushua say to the rich man? Give up everything. You cannot get into the kingdom of heaven unless you give up everything, unless you give up the things of this world. But unfortunately, family, a lot of our people are addicted to this flesh. They're addicted to this specific form. They're addicted to this way of living. They're addicted to the money. They're addicted to the lust of the flesh. So they're not going to hell, because we already in hell. They're just going to have to come back to hell and redo this probationary period again. So but I believe, family, that's all I wanted to say. Oh, and also, remember too, family, when you look at these movies, like for instance this one with Nicole Kidman, or even The Host, what are some of the ways that after the aliens snatched the people's bodies and took them over, what was one way that they could tell the people that weren't taken over? The people that hadn't been possessed, the people that were still humans whose bodies hadn't been possessed. Because these humans that hadn't been possessed would exhibit emotions, the emotions of a human. Fam, remember, your emotions are very powerful. Emotions are some of the most powerful energies or sources or vibrations in the universe. That's one of the things that makes humans so special. It's because other beings don't have emotions, or they've been alive so long that their emotions have become dormant, or or mostly dormant. So these beings, because they're so wise, They don't react to things like humans. We react with things like fear and anger and lust and desire. This is how you could tell the difference between an alien or extraterrestrial and a regular human being. Because human beings give into our emotions. And I've said this before, family. I'm going to say it again. And this gives, and what I'm telling you, what they show you in these movies like Host and Invasion, is that, family, the higher you go up in wisdom, the higher you go up in knowledge, the more you truly know and understand the universe, the closer you get to your higher form, the closer you get back to source, family, the less emotion you have, because wisdom, family, outweighs emotion. Wisdom outdoes emotion. Wisdom overpowers emotion, family. When you know the truth of the universe, family, when you understand why everything is the way it is, why everything works the way it works, when you understand that there is no true death and that you live for eternity as energy, you essentially have no more fear, family. You fear nothing because you know that you cannot die. You know that you live for eternity. And you know why people are deleted. You know why horrible things happen. You know why this happened and that happened. So you don't worry. You don't worry about nothing because you have all the wisdom. Remember, family, what do people fear? People fear the things they do not understand. So when you have understanding, there is no fear. You do not walk in fear. But remember, family, everything has its cause and effect. Everything has its pros and cons. When you have all the wisdom, family, and you have all the understanding, you cease to experience things as, let's say, you would as a child. Or as an ignorant human who's experiencing something for the first time. Like, family, imagine, for my adults out there, remember the first time, whether you're a male or female, remember the first time you had your first romantic or sexual experience with the opposite sex. Remember how nervous, how scared you were, but how joyful it was, how good it felt. All the emotions that went through your body, all the feelings, the sensations. And in your mind, you felt as though this is my first time. I've never done this. And it was such a powerful experience. And hopefully wonderful for you. But when you are a higher being, family, when you have all the wisdom and knowledge in the universe, you cease to experience these things as deeply as you do in the flesh, which is once again one of the blessings we have to live in the flesh. One of the blessings that we have to experience life in the matrix. One of the blessings that we have to experience life as if we're truly individuals. When you return to your light form, family, remember, you're all knowing, all powerful, all wise. You don't experience life anymore the way you did as flesh because you know everything. And when you have an abundance of wisdom, you have a lack of emotion because you act more on logic and wisdom when you have all the wisdom of the universe within you. So that's why in these movies, family, these aliens act like this, why they act like robots. And people are like, why do you act so emotionless? You have no feelings. Or this is how the aliens hunt down the people who haven't been possessed. Because when you have all that wisdom, family, once again, there's nothing to fear. You already know what's going on. You have no worries because you know you can't die. You can only transform. What does the word say? Fear not he who can destroy the flesh, but fear he who can destroy the soul, who can destroy the spirit. But the Most High won't destroy the spirit because the Most High is the spirit itself. The Most High is the energy. Like I said, you don't get destroyed, you just transform. But that's it, family. That's all I wanted to share as a reminder to y'all what's going on. And and what was on my mind and spirit to share. So pretty soon, family, a lot of y'all might be meeting we might be meeting our spirit families, or our extraterrestrial families, our alien families, whatever you want to call it. But understand truly who you are, though, from the beginning. You're a spiritual being. You're not man, you're not woman. You're ether. You're translucent. You're smoke, if you want to call it that. You're spirit. So I hope y'all understand, family. I hope y'all got something from this. But I'm done now, and I gotta go do what I was about to go do. But I enjoyed y'all, and I hope y'all listen. I hope y'all enjoyed the lesson, family. I'm a healthy, wise, strong, protected, celestial being that is loved by the Most High Creator. Shalom, family. Be blessed. Well, no, don't be less, but get overstanding and be at peace. Peace and prosperity into your own. I apologize, family, for telling you to be blessed or to be less. No, be at peace. Have prosperity. Gather much wisdom and knowledge and discernment. Be your bestest spiritual self. Be your bestest spiritual man and female that you can be. Go with the Most High, family. Shalom.